Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Kel'el Ware's improvement in key area is a big reason for Heat's win streak. 3 observations from the Miami Heat's 118-95 win over the Philadelphia 76ers on Friday night at Wells Fargo Center. 1. Kel'el Ware cleaning up the glass. The Heat want Ware to be more aggressive on the boards. Not just with rebounds, but also using his size for tip-ins and putting pressure on the defense while in the dunker spot. Ware went 6 for 6 in Philadelphia, and his first 3 makes were putbacks off missed shots. Ware has totaled 8 offensive rebounds in his last 2 games. Cleaning up the glass and creating these extra points is part of the 7-footer's job. 2. Tyler Herro relocating. Herro was on fire again. He scored 30 points on 11 of 17 shooting, including 5 of 9 from deep. Most of his 3-point makes were of the moonball variety. My favorite was his first. It highlighted another way Herro has grown as an off-ball threat. Something we discussed more in depth here. In the first quarter, Ware and Pelle Larsson helped create a second-chance opportunity off a miss. Herro took advantage of the chaos and relocated so that he could get off a quick catch-and-shoot 3. Marrying Ware's ability to create second chances and Herro's shooting is what we call chemistry. 3. Bam Adebayo letting it fly. Adebayo has made a 3-pointer in 6 straight games and multiple 3s in 18 games this season. He had 2 in Philadelphia. On both attempts, he didn't hesitate to let it go. He was open, and he took the shot. This will be key in making the frontcourt with Ware work. Taking the open shots is almost as important as shooting a respectable percentage. If opponents don't think you'll take the shot, why would they close out? Adebayo has worked on these shots plenty. He's shooting 32% on 3s this season and has made nearly 3 times as many 3s this season, 64, as he did in his first 7 seasons combined, 23. Heat's Erik Spoelstra breaks down Tyler Herro's improvement. Tyler Herro has been a bright spot for the Miami Heat this season. The former 6th Man of the Year has grown into one of the most reliable scorers in the Eastern Conference while also taking leaps as a playmaker. When speaking to the media following the Heat's 118-95 win over the Philadelphia 76ers, head coach Erik Spoelstra detailed how Herro has improved during the season. He's playing so patiently without the ball, Spoelstra said. It's really slowing down for him. The more aggressive you are, he'll play off the ball. He's playing less and less, bringing the ball up the court and running an angle pick and roll. He's playing off a catch, playing off overreactions. He's so skilled, if you are getting him on the move like that, he's a handful. And he's burning a lot less calories doing it as well. Guys are getting comfortable getting him the ball when he's on the move. Herro is a core part of the Heat's future. At 25 years old, he is still multiple years away from his prime. If Miami decides to enter a retooling phase, Herro and Bam Adebayo are the only 2 talents that are almost guaranteed to remain on South Beach. In 71 games this season, Herro is averaging 23.7 points, 5.2 rebounds, and 5.6 assists. He's also shooting the ball at a 46.9% clip from the field and 37.5% from the perimeter. Jimmy Butler's exit hurt the Heat. The Heat's season came off the rails as soon as Jimmy Butler requested a trade from the franchise. Butler was Miami's best player. The issue was that Pat Riley never succeeded in giving him another all-star running mate. Eventually, Butler grew tired of carrying the team on his back. Butler, who is now with the Golden State Warriors, recently made his return to Miami, losing 112-86. During the game, Miami fans in attendance showed their former star some love, leading ESPN's Bobby Marks to share his frustration. "I was embarrassed last night," Marks said on March 26. "I was embarrassed watching that and looking at what the Heat fans did. To give a man who quit on you, he quit on them because he didn't get paid by the Miami Heat, but to give that man a standing ovation. That bothered me dearly. the guy quit on you in the middle of the year. He went to Golden State. He got his money. Some sections of the Heat fan base elected to boo Butler, but in truth, his decision to leave the franchise appears to have been accepted by the general fan population. Heat could target Kaspars Jakussionis via the draft. The Heat need a point guard. Terry Rozier hasn't produced at the required level and is a potential trade chip heading into the summer. According to a mock draft from Bleacher Report's Jonathan Wasserman, Kaspars Jakussionis could emerge as the Heat's point guard of the future. There is currently both optimism and debate about how much Kaspars Jakussionis' positional size, clever maneuvering, shot-making skill and passing IQ can offset his lack of explosiveness and quickness, Wasserman wrote. Too much recent evidence suggests skill and IQ can outweigh athletic limitations for a ball handler, particularly for a plus shooter. And despite a recent slump from behind the arc, there are years of promising shot-making data/tape for scouts to go back to from Jakussionis' time with Barcelona and Lithuania. Miami is likely focused on making some noise in the play-in tournament. However, with postseason success highly unlikely, keeping one eye on the draft would be wise. Jakussionis has all the tools to be a long-term option at a position of need for Miami. However, drafting him may mean Pat Riley must accept a slight rebuilding phase. After all, it's going to take more than one summer to put the Heat back on top. Heat a potential landing spot for potentially available $100 million guard. The Miami Heat are in desperate need of a high-level guard. Terry Rozier was acquired to provide a steady hand at that position, but so far, he has failed to impress. If the Heat are going to rebuild or retool, finding a guard of the future is essential. According to Brett Siegel of Clutch Points, Anfernee Simons could be a potential target for Erik Spoelstra's team. The young guard is the main trade asset to keep an eye on in Portland, Siegel reported. There has been plenty of chatter linking Simons to the Orlando Magic since he is from Florida and attended IMG Academy, which is south of the Tampa area. Another team discussed as a potential landing spot for Simons is the Miami Heat, sources said. Siegel continued. With Butler gone, the Heat are focused on moving forward with Tyler Herro and Bam Adebayo as the focal points on their roster. Miami would be a lot more comfortable if Herro wasn't always tasked with the point guard role, and moving on from Terry Rozier will be one of their main goals in the offseason. Simons, 25, would be a strong addition to the Heat's roster. He would slot perfectly next to Bam Adebayo. Simons would also take a significant amount of pressure off Tyler Herro, who is the only true shot creator and playmaker on the roster right now. In 69 games this season, Simons is averaging 19.3 points, 4.8 assists and 2.7 rebounds for the rebuilding Portland Trail Blazers. Those numbers could be higher if he was on a more talented team with a bigger role. Simons is in the third year of his 4-year $100 million contract. He will enter the final year of that deal next season, which could make him a trade candidate for the Blazers. Heat cited as logical spot for Zion Williamson. According to Bleacher Report's Zach Buckley, Zion Williamson would be a logical trade option for the Heat. Of course, that is assuming he was made available by the New Orleans Pelicans after the season. The Jimmy Butler-less Heat seem primed for a shakeup, and President Pat Riley seldom misses an opportunity to chase a distressed asset, Buckley wrote. Williamson should easily meet that definition. Even if this run has helped restore some value, he won't cost nearly as much as a player of his caliber normally would. He won't hit even the 40-game mark, which he has failed to clear in 4 of his 6 seasons. Buckley continued. The Heat need his offense, though, and they don't have the trade chips to find this kind of scoring punch and finishing prowess elsewhere. They also have to hope, if not believe, their coaching and conditioning program can bring out his best in ways the Pelicans never have. Both Zion and Simons meet Miami's different needs. The fact that both players would be needed to put Spoelstra's team back in contention shows the required level of retooling. And you fan? What do you think about Zion Williamson's situation? write to us in the comments.